Alrighty, guys. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the credibility and the background story. Okay. So at this point, you made your claim, you got your proof, you identified with the prospect, you introduced your core concept. Okay. And now these folks, they want to know who you are. Okay. They want to know why you're credible and like who you are. Why are you writing this in the first place? Why are you saying this in the first place? Okay. You'll notice this if you don't do this. Your marketing, you'll notice that this will happen at the sales call. At the end of the sales call, they'll be like, well, I don't even know you. Like, why are you doing this? They'll ask that type of question, right? Why are you, like, tell me the story. Like, who are you? Where'd you come from? That's what they'll say on the sales call. So what we want to do is we want to just be proactive, and we're going to introduce the background story in the content. Okay. So, you can build credibility and status using the following mechanisms. Okay. So the track record, okay. Your track record. What's your track record? Where'd you go to school? Right. What are your awards? Did you sell a business? Who are you aligned? Alignments, right? Who are you aligned with? Okay. So that's track record and achievement. Social proof, alignment. All right, I have alignments here. Social proof is aligning to credible entities. Okay. So you're featured in, as seen in, number of people who agree or subscribe to your thoughts. Okay. So it's about social proof. And essentially, you're just building a ton of credibility. Okay. Subtly hedging. So being braggadocious can harm you. So we want to brag while not bragging. Okay. So you can hedge by saying, I don't mean to brag, but I have like 5,000 customers and I've been doing this for 25 years. And I also went to Harvard Business School, and my best friend is Elon Musk. And I go to LeBron James's house for breakfast every Tuesday. Okay. I don't mean to brag though. Okay. So that's just an example of credibility and social proof. Okay. So, the track record. So we are founded on this. We're partners with this. Our investors are here. We've worked with this company. We're endorsed by this company. We achieved this. Just drop the bombs. They're like little bullets. Okay. Another example. I use this method to pocket my first few million after tax and build an asset valued in mid 8 figures in my mid 20s, and only took a few years. I did this without co-founders raising money or taking on any debt. Customers at Sales Process IO have achieved similar and better results than me using this method. This is just a really toned down version of this. Okay. I could say 1,000 customers, right? Do this. You can say, for what it matters, we were founded in this date. Our partners were here. Our investors are here. We worked at this company. We're backed by this company. Okay. So it just sprinkle that in. It's like A5 is all about credibility in the background. Okay. So for what it's worth, this, in the video sales letter, you'll have a bunch of logos. Okay. And you'll notice that this shows up on the site as well. A5 is all like, you'll see the social proof here. 800 rockstar entrepreneurs and counting, over 800 and counting. Social proof. Oops, that's a little typo. I have that twice. Social proof. Okay. So in a lot of our content, we have the social proof here. So we use it. This shows up everywhere in your funnels. All right. You can see here. I throw it everywhere. All right, guys. So that's the track record. And then let's get into the background story. So again, customers want to know like who you are, and they want a background story. They need a grounding story, a hero's journey. And this is where I learned this from Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson he went deep with this. He hired somebody in Hollywood to teach him how to write stories. So one of the editors of the scripts in Hollywood is he's a storyteller. People go to him to make sure that their stories are right. So Russell hired this guy, did some consulting with this guy, and learned of how to write stories. And so there's a framework for it. And so this is what we noticed for the founding story, the entrepreneur story. You can write this. This is usually how it works. A hero story, because a lot of our customers are entrepreneurs. It's usually like you're an expert in your field, okay? Or you were, doing this for a while, and then you encountered a problem. So you were the customer. You encountered a problem, and you looked everywhere for how to solve the problem. You looked at, you contacted everyone. You tried to buy everything. You couldn't. You went everywhere and you couldn't find the problem. So you finally got fed up and you said, you know what? This problem is so acute that I need to solve this for myself. I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to go solve it. And you build your own solution. Then the solution worked. It worked better than you've ever imagined. Okay? You didn't even meet, like, it actually worked. And then everyone else started asking, how are you doing this? How are you doing this? And then the new mission is to get the solution in the hands of the market. So that's the framework of every founding story. Like, just read the founding stories. It's usually that. Okay? And it's almost like you don't even want to do this, but you have to do it. Okay? And yeah, that's a grounding story. And you can introduce stories, and the better you get at storytelling, the better you're going to engage people. Okay? And yeah. So here's some stories here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nick Cosma. I was engaged as an employee by a startup to quickly grow revenue. I looked everywhere for a strategy on how to do this, but I found nothing. And I decided to take matters in my own hands. And I ran a series of experiments. And then my strategy worked so well, shot the company up to $1 million. And everyone in Toronto was asking me, how the heck did I do it? So I decided to help other people how to do this. Okay. And I'll give you another example. We actually, sales process IO/story here. I actually did a story here. I actually did a full video on the sales process IO story, a nice grounding story. All right. This is in the training, in my sales training. Okay. Because I know people need a nice grounding story. Okay. So you guys can watch that. That's just a long-winded version of the story. Okay. How long does the background story need to be? So the background story can be as long as you want. Okay. Just make sure it's entertaining and useful. So if it's not entertaining, then you're not going to be able to hold people's attention very long. So like the key is learning how to write those stories and how to tell those stories in a way that keeps people's attention. Okay. In the sales letter, you can quickly brush on it. You can go as deep as you want. If you're an entertaining storyteller, then you can make it long. Okay. If it's a good story, people love a good story. Okay. Should you admit your fault? Yeah. Admitting your faults will show the prospect that you're comfortable enough to admit when you're wrong. That's huge. Like people that, very mature people that are really good at what they do, they're okay admitting their faults. Okay. So this shows that you're emotionally stable and you're human. Okay. Which builds rapport. And if you admit a mistake, just make sure you reconcile it in the story and turn yourself into the hero. It's the hero's journey. Okay. Don't say that you made a mistake and then you never fixed it and you're a big failure. That's not going to work. Okay. So if you make a mistake, make sure you reconcile that mistake in the story. Okay. So guys, that's it for the credibility and background story. So go ahead, map out your background story, map out your credibility. We're going to be using a lot of this stuff in the funnel and whatnot. And of course, in the content, you're going to be recycling this like crazy. Okay. You're going to get sick of telling this story. Your salespeople are going to get sick of telling this story. Okay. You're going to put up a video because you get so sick of telling this story. All right. So, and you just want to let the video do the work. All right. So guys, that's it for this video and we'll see you in the next one.